For my nettle and ricotta gnocchi, I'm going to be using one of the non-stick Lakeland frying pans, also one of the saucepans. Then I've got a stainless steel mixing bowl. I've got some of the blue and white enamel plates and bowls. I've got a microplane grater, and that's it. So we're going to make some ricotta and nettles gnocchi, which might sound a little strange, but nettles work exactly the same as spinach. Treat them exactly the same. So now they've been in the bag, I'm just going to pick them out. They've lost their sting now, which is brilliant. I've managed to not get too many stings. So you want to just pick the leaf, get rid of that bit because that won't cook. Got a nice hot pan there. So once these hit the pan, splash of water, a bit of salt, and they'll be ready. That should be enough, just pop those down there. Now they need a good wash. So pour some water over them. Give them a really good wash. And give it a bit of a squeeze as well, because there's going to be loads of water in these nettles as well, and we don't want any water in them when they're cooked. So give them a good squeeze and into a nice hot pan. There you go, you can hear that sizzle. That's good, that means they're going to be cooking straight away. Sprinkle of salt, that'll help draw the moisture out even quicker. And I'm just going to pop another pan on as a lid, and that'll just keep the heat in really quickly, let them cook. So I'll clear down. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'll get my mixing bowl. Now I've got some ricotta here, just straightforward ricotta. Pop that in the bowl. And then I want 2 eggs. I only want the yolks for this one. I'll pop the whites into there and then straight in with the yolks here. A little bit of nutmeg works really, really well with these kind of dishes. Just want a few rasps, don't overdo it. That should be plenty. And then I've got a nice aged Parmesan cheese. It's going to give it a real little bit of tartness, bit of tang in there. What did you eat on top of Everest?
You eat nothing at all on top, have maybe a drink of water, but that's it.
Yeah.
But the night before, I was with my old friend Patemba, who's my Sherpa, and we had some dried yak's meat.
Right.
And we followed that with sampa, which
Right.
is roast barley flour that you make into a kind of porridge,
Yeah.
and you add loads of chilies to it.
Right, give it some welling.
And that is a lot better than any kind of processed food.
Yeah. So these nettles, look at that, just started to go slightly darker, so we'll turn those off and they'll be nearly ready. Gonna just, in this bowl here, just give it a quick mix. We've got our egg yolks, we've got our ricotta, we've got our Parmesan cheese, a little pinch of salt in there, and that's our base. So we'll get our nettles. Now they're going to be quite warm, so just leave them to cool down a little bit. I could pop those on the chopping board, sprinkle them all out, they'll get cool really quickly. There we go. And then once they're at a temperature where you can handle them, just move them about, get them to that stage there, and then we're going to squeeze all the moisture out. So just get them into your hand and just give it a really good squeeze. Look at all that water that's come out of there. If you don't do that, your gnocchi will just dissolve in the water that we're going to cook it in, so it's really key that you get rid of that moisture. So just tear the nettles up into the ricotta. Just give them fairly loosely. Give that a really good mix up, and then we just want a nice good tablespoon of 00 pasta flour. And that'll just help stiffen it all up and make it like a gnocchi kind of dough ball almost. And then just gently work that in. And that's it, we'll just put that to one side. Now I've got a pint of boiling water here. I'm just going to add a vegetable stock cube to that. Pop that in. And then just for a little bit of flavour, I'm going to add half a chilli. Okay, so just split that down the middle and then just pop that in the pan. I just want a clove of garlic, so put those back and then just break the garlic and just pop that straight in the pan. So once that comes up to the boil, we're ready to make the little gnocchi dumplings. So I want a little bit of flour on my hands, just so I can work with it. And then using your spoon, just pop a tiny little bit in your hand there, and then a bit of flour on the top again, and just kind of roll it really gently. These are really delicate little gnocchis, these. They're not like the really stiff potato ones. They're just nice and delicate. Look at that. And then drop those straight into the pan. If you can't get hold of nettles, just use a bag of spinach. Cook it in exactly the same way. Just roll it around. Drop it in. Okay, just turn that up, get this to a nice rumbling boil. A couple of bowls, these must be nearly ready. So we just need some spoons for this, I think. This should be fine now. Let's just check. Look at that, nice rumbling boil. Perfect, I'll switch that off. And then we'll just fish around to get the gnocchi out. So there's two beauties there. Pop those in. Scoop out the gnocchi first. Smells wonderful. Great thing about this dish, the cooking liquor that we've used to cook the gnocchi in, we can actually eat that as well. So we just pour that over the gnocchi, and it's going to have some wonderful flavour in it because we have that chilli in and the garlic, and then it's taken on flavours from the gnocchi. And then I'm just going to finish this with just a tiny little bit of olive oil, just because I think that lovely flavour of the olive is going to work really well with this. Do you fancy a little bit more parmesan on the top?
A little bit more parmesan.
Just a little touch. That'll finish it beautifully.
My mouth's watering already.
That'll just finish that off wonderful. Give it that kind of real depth of flavour. There we go, Chris. Have a try of that.
Oh,
tell me what you think.
Have a look at this. See how hot it is. That's delicious. I love the nettles. Real
nice,
subtle flavour. It is absolutely delicious.
Like it?
Yeah,
oh, I'm really pleased you like it.
I'd say definitely more interesting than spinach.
Yeah.